and welcome to the CountDown Show. I'm super excited to welcome you to this edition of the CountDown Show. Why? Because last week and towards the entrance of this week has been lots of turns in our political environment in the country. Okay, but today I have someone who's going to be giving us the analysis of what has been trending. His name is Mr. Austin Petrus, our in-house political analyst. You're welcome.
It's nice to be in the show again.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
The other time you came around, it was an amazing time. So I couldn't just wait to have you again. But let's just move into there's a development that really started happening today. I don't know whether it's today or but we could see at the River State political environment. We saw security personnel throwing tear gas at the governor of the River State. What are the issues surrounding this event, and what do you make out of it?
Well, like some people will tell you, River State politics. I saw a comment. Somebody said River State politics is always dangerous.
Wow.
You know, maybe since the inception of politics in Nigeria, River State policy, there's been a lot of controversies always surrounding it. But what is happening at the moment, I think it's a fight between father and a son. And then not just a father and a son, but a father who wants to be a dictator over a son that have grown up and should be able to manage his own family.
Okay.
Yes, even though there are developing stories to the happenings, but it still have a foundation. You know, there have been speculation that the former governor of River State, you know, which of course we know he was because right now the relationship doesn't look cordial anymore, but there used to be Pali with Fubara, the current governor, you know, but there have been talks of you wanting to dictate for him.
Okay.
But before that, even before the arson that happened, you know, in the hallowed chamber of the state, first of all, it started with the 32-man committee, you know, removing the leader of the house. And of course, there are also talks that it was sponsored by the former governor. So these are talks surrounding it.
Allegations, actually, right?
Allegations, yeah, with a bit of, we're seeing comment, because whatever you do today in the nation is not oblivious, because we are Nigerians, we are the one feeling the impact of it. Okay, so first of all, it's Chidi Amadi was working with the former governor before, you know, and then he was installed as the chief of staff and CSO, chief security officer.
Okay.
Recently, Fubara, Simi Nalayi, fired him. You know, so these are where the whole issues are coming on board. But I think basically for me, it's a fight of, I think it's a war against godfatherism, which has been our problem in Nigeria.
I think the war is looking as if it's really, really a deep one, like you said. Because if the security personnel who supposed to be under the governor of the state is now fighting
against
so I think it's something. Well, how do you see the political environment of River State in the next few months?
Well, I think for me, if you leave me, I'll tell Fubara to be the man. He's the governor. He was elected by the people. So nobody should dictate for him. Whatever anybody should do should be in a contributory lane. I mean, you contribute. Suggestion. You don't come to dictate. He's the governor. Nobody dictated for you, so you don't dictate for another person. And it is at his own prerogative, I mean, to fire whomsoever he wants to fire, if he finds the person not doing what he's supposed to do for the interest of the state.
Yeah.
So Nigerian politicians should stop this. They should stop this fighting for their own gains. For God's sake, the people are suffering. Nigerians are suffering. It's telling hard on the people. If River State people have elected Fubara, they should allow him to work. With due respect. The former governor, if he has a hand in this, he should stay off and allow the young man to work.
Because if he has a hand, he's already an FCT minister. So why do you want?
So why don't you face your own jurisdiction in the central and allow the state? This issue of people, you leave a state, the same thing wanted to happen in Edo State. You leave a state, you still want to have dominance over the state. It doesn't work like that. I mean, we're in democracy. And also the leader, the member house of assembly, state house of assembly, should know that they should be working hand in hand with the governor and not
against him.
And not against the governor. Because We all need the three arms of government to ensure that things work effectively.
It actually take a lot to get that state into the right. Like you said, the governor should own up and be the governor.
He should be the man.
Because he has the veto power, so he should be.
He should be the man.
Yeah. Thank you, really. But let's even talk about letting people walk. Recently, this weekend, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was given victory, was granted victory by the Supreme Court. You understand? You know there's been a battle between Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi. And after all...
said and done.
So after all the battle, Tinubu have come to win. So what do you make out of it? And what do you tell Obi and Atiku to do after so much campaign and loss? What would you advise them to do now to further their career and also to help the nation?
Well, I think democracy is a progressive one, right? And nation building should go on a progressive dimension. There's no need for bickerings, there's no need for hula baloos and all of that. The Supreme Court, has given their final verdict. And of course, that is the apex court. So I would advise you're not appealing anywhere again. You understand? So for me, I would advise Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar should focus, on building the nation. I mean, it shouldn't be all about, for God's sake, Nigerian politicians or politicians all over the world, it shouldn't just be about you guys. It should be about how do we move the nation forward. So if you find, I know that the essence of a multi-party system is for constructive criticism. Opposition is necessary, but I think the opposition should be channeled. Their strength should be channeled towards rightful criticism, constructive criticism, instead of keeping animosity or being remorse because a particular thing doesn't work in your favor. Like somebody said, there is no even in America, things doesn't really fall out most times to the will of most people. The funny thing is, if you say it doesn't reflect the will of the people, but the people are into different. There are people who also voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There are people who they're infractions. Okay, but my advice is, please, if they had, or if they have any suggestion that will better the country, why don't they bring it forward? Bring it forward, and the incumbent government should also learn to take criticism. Because constructive criticism makes for a better government. So if they have any suggestion, they should bring it forward, support the government, and then go re-strategize for 2027. The opportunity there is where Peter Obi, he's still young. He has the energy beside him.
He is still, and I really must commend his efforts towards this coming election because he gave us he gave the other political parties what they did not expect. So I think it's actually commendable. And I also want that Tinubu, he should have an inclusive government where he doesn't fight the other people because they were fighting. So thank you very much again. I'm actually happy. It was really a nice discussion having you again. So thank you very much for coming, Mr. Osip Vitrus. I will want to see you next time.
It's always a pride. Thank you. I'll be here. Thank you.
But moving over to the third story, the EFCC chairman, Abdulrasheed Bawa, has just been released, and we saw what seems to be a crowd of people hailing and shouting. I was so happy to receive him in his hometown, Kebbi State. And you realize that this man was released just after 100 days of being in custody, and he was also suspended because of some weighty allegations of abuse of office as the EFCC chairman. I have some questions that people are asking, but I don't think that we've received answers to these questions. Why was he arrested in the first place, and why was he released? Has this allegation been cleared? Is there need for us to get clarification that these allegations have been cleared before he was released? Really, that's some of the questions we should be asking. And people are beginning to ask, why is he being welcomed in such amazing, heroic, events in his state? You can see his wife and children so happy. But I'm asking, is it peculiar to the north? Because when Buhari, ex-president Buhari, when he went back to his state, Zara, you could see lots of welcome. People were cheering him up and down, and really was really excited about this. Some people will actually say that a leader who doesn't influence the state will not be welcomed like that. So maybe these people have actually influenced their community, has built their community, has helped people, has married lots of wives that will come and welcome them back to their state. But anyhow it is, I just want to say, when you make an allegation to capture or to arrest somebody, when you release these people, I think it deems fit that you also come and say, these are the reasons why we are releasing these people. They are not convicted of the crime, or they have been charged and they are not convicted. So that's more like it. But congratulations to the EFCC chairman on your release. We're also waiting for the CBN governor to be released or to be charged, or anything that was held against him to be released. So let's move to the fourth story. I think I like this man a little. The governor of Lagos State, the fine Somolu. Oh God, really, Ola, stop it. Really, stop. Really, you could see him today taking a walk down the runway, dressed in a marvelous, amazing suit, looking dashing. And that's how political parties or politicians should actually look like. Humble, humane, and looking so calm. You know, during the campaign, you saw him everywhere. He was frying akara. I'm exaggerating now. He was frying akara. He was in parties. He was doing naming ceremony, and people were wondering. After the campaign, he hid a little. But recently, we've seen him go to the marketplaces to want people to move their properties out of a particular place or to do this one. But the highlight of the event for me is going through the runway activity to show us he's a fine man, and also he's the governor of Lagos State. He has the power to do and not do. Politics in Nigeria should change to that form, where you are humane, where you're welcoming, where you look good, where you can just be yourself and have fun. It's not that bad. Nobody keep person. Really, nobody keep person. You will have to come to that point where we are relaxed enough to make this. I want to commend the Lagos State government again. This is an amazing turn of event. Okay, as always, we'll come right at the end of today's show. I didn't introduce myself because I know you already know me. My name is Olachi Anyokwa, and I'll see you next week. Have a blessed day.